Hi, everyone. Your very favorite history teacher. Let me see your transcript. And I'm giving you a call, not call, I'm talking to you today about a very important subject, and it deals with grief and remembering people. Um, Last week, Representative John Lewis, died. He was one of the original six speakers at the March on Washington in 1963. He was in his 80s and was actually suffering and died from complications from cancer. I want to say he was almost 88, 85, so he lived a very long life. He was one of the youngest civil rights activists at the time out of the Big Six who spoke at the March on Washington. After being involved as the president of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee in the 1960s, he became a community organizer and then ran for office representing a part of Atlanta up until his death. And he was always been outspoken advocate for civil rights, Black Lives Matter, and social justice, and also against the policies of President Donald Trump's administration. So it's no surprise that President Donald J. Trump did not give out any condolences, thoughts, or prayers to John Lewis. But at the same time, this week, Herman Cain, who was a former Republican presidential candidate and also attended President Donald J. Trump's rally last month in, I believe it was Utah, said nothing about him. Herman Cain was 74 years old. Herman Cain was a Black conservative, and a lot of his policies and ideas um, contradict a lot what a lot of African Americans believe and stand for. However, I would think the Republican president would at least say something about Herman Cain, who actually supported him. But to me, I kind of feel like it shows that no matter what party you are in, it really doesn't matter what the president says he likes African Americans. These two particular African Americans, in this case, I feel like it shows that he really doesn't care, that they are not a priority. As far as I'm concerned, I believe I was told by a friend, I need to do some more research, that President Trump actually called Herman Cain and asked him to come to the rally. He was 74 years old. He shouldn't have gone. He shouldn't have been there. Many people there were not wearing masks. They were not social distancing. And he went to the hospital and he died. He shouldn't have died. He should have lived as long as John Lewis, or even a little bit longer. And I know people do not like Herman Cain or his policies. However, I am sad that he died because I think he shouldn't have died. And I think his family and his friends will mourn him, just like a lot of people will mourn John Lewis. Um, Even though John Lewis, according to Roland Martin, he felt like John Lewis did not have as much coverage as he think he should have in the media, like on all the national stations, ABC, CBS, NBC. I did see it on cable. I did see it on BET. I did see it on CNN. Not sure about Fox News. I did see it on like NPR. I see it on YouTube. I saw it on Roland Martin's channel. I feel like for the first time, I think this was the first time I didn't watch a celebrity or leader's funeral service. And in his case, he should have had three. They had him go over the Edmund Pettus Bridge after I think having a service at the church in the area where Bloody Sunday happened. Then they had a service in Washington, D.C., and the last service was at Ebenezer Baptist Church in Atlanta, Georgia. But I couldn't bring my heart to watch it because I think for me it's triggering because it reminds me of my own mother's funeral and also other family members. But I found myself watching the videos where John Lewis is speaking about justice, speaking about Black Lives Matter, where he's dancing to Pharrell, where he's giving really great speeches. That's how I'm choosing to, uh, or posting pictures of him or watching pictures of him. That's what I'm choosing to remember this person, hopefully, and going to continue to teach about him in my class. I got the pleasure of actually not meeting him, but actually watching him in person in Houston a few years ago. Um, they actually have, I wish I have it now, but I don't. There's a comic book about his, or graphic novel about the march in Selma. And it was used to teach children about civil rights. And I got to actually hear him speak there. And for me, it was like, wow, I'm seeing a person that is really in the history books that I teach about, like live in person. So it was just a really great experience. And it was sponsored by the Houston Public Library. I'm hoping they'll get to publish that video. I'll see if I can find it. I'll put a link in the description. Um, as for Herman Cain, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be looking at any of his speeches. I'm not going to be looking at um, his photos. I will have, as far as more concerned, thoughts and prayers out to his family. One of my friends, I don't know if she meant it as a joke or if she meant it as being serious. She probably was being serious. She's like, oh my God, Herman Cain died of COVID-19. And then she said, and white supremacy. And part of me feels like, was she right? Did he really did die of white supremacy? That he was like reinforcing? Because I really don't think Herman Cain should have died. I really don't think so. But I do think these two men who in their lifetimes did affect people and did affect US history and society. It does show you that, one, African Americans are not a monolith. We all don't think the same way about everything. I do think both these men did want better for Black people. They just thought about it in different ways. Um, but at the same time, I feel like John Lewis was all about people who looked like him all the time. And I think Herman Cain felt like, hey, you should think about people who look like you all the time. It's about you trying to be more educated, more successful, and aspiring to these values. But I think in a way it was also very Eurocentric, Caucasian centric. And unfortunately, I feel like his ideas, I don't want to blame a person for their death, but it's like, did it help you? Did your actions in wanting to have the same ideals as these people, did it get you killed? Is there a lesson here that we can learn? And I hope so. So rest in peace, or rest in power, John Lewis. Rest in peace, Herman Cain. This is Let Me See Your Transcript, your very favorite history teacher. Bye.